Okay, are we all ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Hey everyone, we're back with 3 questions for the Mayor of Laguna Beach, Sue Kempf. As always, I'm Clara, the managing editor of Laguna Beach, and today we're going to be discussing 3 key issues facing Laguna Beach. Welcome back, Sue. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Clara. Good to be here.
Great. And so it's been kind of a slower week, but we still have some interesting things in the news. Starting with recently, the city announced its tenancy termination ordinance is now in effect. Can you explain a little bit more about this ordinance and for people that might not really understand and what it means?
Yeah, really the goal is to uphold the rights of the tenants and make sure the property owners are holding to a standard. And so the way it works is if you're going to evict your tenant, if you're a property owner, you have to notify the city in writing 3 days before the eviction notice. And if you don't notify, it results in the city could possibly withhold building inspections if the property owner is going to do like major remodels or significant work. And the idea is to just make sure the tenants are treated fairly, and it's not to try to, pick on the property owners. It's just to make sure that, you don't get in a situation where property owners are just kicking the tenants out, rehabbing their properties, getting more money for them, that kind of thing. So just trying to keep kind of a level playing field for everyone. We're going to have a workshop on this on Tuesday, July 18th, from 3 to 4 in the council chamber, so people can get more information about it then.
Okay, that's interesting. And speaking of household situations, starting July 1st, the city waste hauler will change from waste management to CR&R. Let's talk a little bit more about that and why the city made that change.
Right. So the city made that change for one thing, primarily on cost, because when we did the RFP, waste management was about $14 million higher than CR&R, which is, a significant amount of money over the life of the contract. The other thing is on their customer service for waste management, it's not what we like it to be. I mean, a lot of people love their, truck drivers and are familiar with those people, but in terms of customer service calls to waste management, they weren't doing a good job handling them. So the overflow or the issues were coming directly to our city staff, where it was really a waste management's job to handle those. So when we go to CR&R, the rates are going to be slightly less. We'll have there's a couple different things that are really working in our favor. One is we'll have 2 shredding events versus 1 with waste management. We have 2 composting giveaways versus 1 with waste management, and those are they're in bags, and each bag is 25 pounds, and residents can get that twice a year, so they can get 5 25-pound bags, so 125 pounds of composting twice a year, which is really significant. You don't have to bring like a shovel or a bucket or anything. The bags are ready for you there. We're going to have, instead of 2 bulk item pickups, we'll have 4 a year. So if you have like, big stuff in your garage, you want to get rid of it, up to 10 items, you can CR&R will take those 4 times a year. We're going to have door-to-door hazard waste pickups for quarterly, which is really nice. So people want information, they can go to our city website, lagunabeachcity.net/CR&R, and go to transition. And in terms of the billing, we will be the CR&R direct bills 4 times a year instead of putting it on the property tax. So that's something people are going to have to get used to. It's still a little less money, but you're going to have to write a check, quarterly. And then it will be, of course, we won't be putting it on the property tax rolls anymore.
Also, are there some public meetings coming up about the change in service?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. There's 2 actually. There's one June 20th from 6 to 7:30 in the city council chambers, and then there's one June 22nd. It's in the morning, 10 to 11:30 a.m., and that's in the council chambers as well.
Okay, great. And finally, about a week ago, the Public Works Department won, let me try this, American Society of Civil Engineers Outstanding Small Project Award for the Bluebird Canyon Drive excavation route widening project. I did it.
Right.
Why was this important? And tell me a little bit more about that project.
All right. First of all, our public works department is great. They do pretty hard projects. They're all infrastructure related primarily, but they're great. So we in our fire mitigation, fire safety plan that then Mayor Bob Whalen and I put together in 2019. It was on our list to do to widen the road in Bluebird for ingress and egress, particularly for emergencies. You know, most of the cities in the very high fire severity zone. And in Bluebird in particular has kind of a bottleneck as you come down the hill. So we widened that, and that was, you know, in our long-term capital improvement plan. But what it did was, not only did it make it safe for ingress and egress, but there's a lot of walkers up in Bluebird. People that live in Bluebird walk around, and people from other parts of town come up and walk in Bluebird, and you don't have to, you're not on that narrow part of the road where it's, you know, kind of dicey to walk. So it's nice and wide there. We also took down 6 Edison utility poles there, and they were buried. So that's also creates, you know, enhanced safety, because we don't have to worry about those, you know, poles toppling over and causing a, you know, a block in ingress or egress, or causing a fire. So overall, it was a good project. I didn't get one complaint about the project, which when you're on council, that's really amazing for a property for a project that magnitude. And in fact, a lot of the residents told me that they were really very surprised and happy about how well that project went. I guess the contractor there was really, really good. So they didn't have big bottlenecks getting out of and in and out of the canyon during that construction project.
Oh, that's great. Where did Public Works pick up that award?
You know,
Where was the
every
presentation?
year, I don't know, every year they seem to get an award for something. So I don't know. It was Public Works Week a couple weeks ago. We gave them an award for that, but I don't really know how all those awards work for, you know.
Oh, they're busy collecting all kinds of awards.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things, exactly. But it's super cool.
Great. Well, that just sums it up for us this week. Thank you for joining me, Sue, and talking about the week in review. We'll be back in another 2 weeks, and we'll do it all over again.
Yep. Have a good weekend. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.